Hey guys, welcome back to Cruise Blog. It's Allie, and today we're going to talk about 10 hidden features on cruise ships that you need to know about. Let's get into it. Modern-day cruise ships are essentially floating cities that offer a multitude of features and amenities for guests to enjoy. While some are well known, such as pools, restaurants, and theater productions, there are some hidden features that add a touch of uniqueness to these engineering marvels. From secluded lounges to interactive art experiences and even themed parties, there's much more to cruise ships than meets the eye at first glance. Here are 10 hidden features on cruise ships that you may not have known about. Up first, some areas are off limits to passengers. While crew members can't gallivant around the ship like other guests, they do have their own facilities, including a crew bar, a fitness center, and a mess hall. Typically, the newer ships have better amenities. Icon of the Seas, for instance, has an entire neighborhood dedicated just to its crew members. On Deck 1, you'll find the gym, while Deck 2 is home to the crew windjammer, the Java Cafe, a store, and a barbershop. There's even a crew nightclub and karaoke lounge on Deck 3, as well as another crew bar and outdoor patio on Deck 7. While it's not rare to see crew of certain statuses eating in specialty restaurants or utilizing the passenger gym, you shouldn't expect to be able to peek inside the crew area, even if you purchase that all-access tour. Next, you should know about Pullman Beds. Did you know that cruise ship cabins do not come equipped with double queen beds like standard hotel rooms? Instead, they typically feature a single bed that can be separated into two twins to accommodate up to 2 guests. But what happens if you have more than 2 guests? Enter the Pullman bed. Although some cabins may include a couch that's able to convert into a sofa bed, many are equipped with Pullman beds, particularly those designed to accommodate 4 guests. Pullman beds fold down from the ceiling or wall of a stateroom, allowing more people to sleep in one stateroom without taking up more of the limited floor space. The design of some ships allows for the beds to be hidden in the ceilings, whereas others have the extra beds jutting out from the wall. If you don't want to risk the chance of having an annoying bed protruding from the wall, ensure that you do your research ahead of time so that you can book a cabin with a maximum occupancy of 2. Third, you should know about the magnetic walls. The majority of cruise cabins have magnetic walls, which allow you to bring magnetic clips from home to help keep everything more organized. Clip magnets can hold things like papers, including your shore excursion tickets and daily schedules, whereas strong hooks can be used to hang hats, lanyards, small purses, and jackets. Some cruisers have even used hooks and a shower curtain to create a makeshift room divider. This could be useful for kids that are napping on one half of the room, or if you're traveling with a late riser who doesn't want to be awoken by your movements. Next, you should know about future cruise benefits. To avoid the post-cruise blues, consider booking your next sailing while on board your current one. Not only will this give you something to look forward to before stepping foot on land and back to reality, but it'll usually save you some money, whether that's a reduced deposit or extra onboard credit. Plus, you're able to transfer the booking to your trusted travel agent within 30 days, so you don't have to sacrifice their services. In fact, I've made onboard bookings before, and I've received onboard credit from both the cruise line and my travel agent. Depending on which cruise line you're sailing with, you don't even have to decide on a specific sailing at that moment. Instead, you can make a deposit for a placeholder reservation, which will allow you to return home and double and triple check your schedule to any possible itineraries before you make a rush decision. Up next, you should know about themed nights. From Disney Cruise Line's infamous Pirate Night to Norwegian's Glow Party, cruise lines are known for their themed nights on board. Themes, however, are subject to change, and it is unlikely that you will be provided a list of every theme by the cruise line. To be prepared, you will have to research what themes were present on previous sailings. The best way to do this is to look up an old Facebook group or a daily schedule online. Of course, you don't have to dress accordingly to participate in the fun. Plus, all themed events are included in the cost of your cruise fare, so you don't have to worry about shelling out extra cash to attend a Lido Deck party underneath the stars. That being said, it's much more fun to pull out your best 80s attire or purchase a new outfit for Western night, and you cannot forget about formal night, which is when guests are encouraged to dress their best. Another thing you should know about as a hidden feature on board are the specialty dining deals. While there's so much delicious food already included in the cost of your cruise, you may want to try one of the specialty restaurants on board. These venues are usually more akin to what you'd find on land versus large dining rooms and buffets. Plus, each restaurant tends to focus on one cuisine or cooking style. For instance, your ship may have a steakhouse on board, as well as restaurants that serve Italian, teppanyaki, and fresh seafood. Unfortunately, specialty restaurants often come with a hefty price tag, particularly when traveling with a large group. It may not make much sense to spend $50 per person at the steakhouse when the main dining room offers inclusive 3-course meals for everybody. Thankfully, you can save some money by opting to dine at a specialty venue during lunch rather than dinner. While this means filling up on a larger meal during the day, you'll be able to free up your evening for more time by the pool or additional onboard activities such as trivia, game shows, theater productions, and more. Chops Grill, which is Royal Caribbean specialty steakhouse, usually costs around $65 for dinner if purchased on board. However, if you choose to dine there for lunch, your cover charge will be around $30. Another hidden feature are the interactive art installations. Many cruise ships, particularly the new ones, have interactive art installations on board. Much of the art on board Disney Fantasy moves either when the passengers walk past or stand in front of it. Oftentimes, one piece will have a few different reactions, so you should plan on visiting each more than once to get the full experience. Norwegian Viva also has an impressive 52-foot long piece that was created by contemporary British digital artist Dominic Harris. While interactive art cannot be found in all ships, it is worth it doing a little bit of research ahead of time to see if there are any installations that you should make note of visiting. You should also know about the Alcoholics Anonymous or the AA meetings on board a cruise ship. When you're on board, pay special attention to your daily schedule. If you see something called Friends of Bill W., that's simply another term for Alcoholics Anonymous or AA. This phrase helps members stay anonymous, as non-members likely won't know its actual meaning. Since AA members usually attend meetings on the weekly basis, or sometimes even daily, cruise lines will provide a meeting space to those who would like to meet during their sailing. This is a great service that's offered, especially since so many cruise activities are centered around drinking. By having a space to meet and talk, those in AA can better process their emotions, so they too can have a fantastic time on board with the support of others. Another thing to know about is that cruise lines have secret code words for onboard emergencies. If you've been on a cruise before, you may have heard something along the lines of Alpha 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 or Bravo Bravo Bravo. These terms were created by cruise lines to discreetly inform crew members of ongoing situations without worrying passengers. On Royal Caribbean ships, Alpha 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 means that there's been a medical emergency. It's usually followed by a specific location and deck so the crew knows where to go. Alpha Team, Alpha Team, Alpha Team on Carnival ships means something entirely different, as it's the code for a fire emergency on board. You should also know that while crew-only areas may pique your interest, there are other areas that you won't want to see, such as the morgue. Per federal regulations, cruise lines must carry body bags on board each voyage. Unfortunately, there are news headlines of passengers passing away while on a cruise. More recently, for instance, a guest on board Royal Caribbean's Ultimate World Cruise died, and that made headlines. Cruise lines deploy crisis management teams in the unfortunate event of a death on board to assist the deceased guest's friends and her family in navigating the logistics of returning the body to their country for a proper burial. Morgues are often located on the lowest decks of a ship, which are far away from the passenger areas. Generally, it's just a simple stainless steel refrigerated room with individual compartments. All right, everybody, that's all we have for today. Those are the 10 hidden features we think you should know about on cruise ships. Comment below if you have ever experienced any of these areas on board. And be sure and like and subscribe to Cruise Blog so that you can be notified every time we have a new video. Until next time, happy cruising.